I'm so annoyed with all of these billionaires, with like the exception of a few, but especially Elon Musk. Like, you buy Twitter to destroy it for $40 billion, right? $40 billion. Elon Musk, imagine if he donated that money to UNICEF.
I know.
Yeah. He would change the world. There would be no hunger. He
could go in his pocket and donate that money.
He could go.
See, as you can see, the more you look around, the more you're going to find out.
What kind of person is actually happy right now that Trump won? It means that you don't believe in the rule of law and you're happy.
Yes, why are these Hollywood celebrities panicking? Another one, Hollywood actress and Democratic activist Alyssa Milano deactivated X and leave the platform for another platform with the functions of the attention she used to get. This woman used to love Elon Musk until now. I don't understand why they're panicking. Some says they can continue to stay in America. Some flee to the UK. I have seen this over and over. Why are they panicking? It is important we take an exclusive look into what is going on exactly. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. It will do you no harm. If you share out this video and check if your notification is on.
This message is for my president, Joe Biden. And I probably speak for millions of Americans in this country. Please, Joe, please, 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 please use your immunity now to do whatever you can to make sure that this selfish, narcissist, lying traitor never becomes a dictator and does not have the ability to take away things from the American people that we have contributed to for decades. Please, Joe, use the immunity that was implemented basically for the one that's always above the law. Use it now to your advantage and for the American people. Things happen for a reason. Please, Joe, do us a big favor and do what you can to protect us now.
When you take a look at these people, sometimes I used to wonder if they even reasons at all. Please, Joe, use your immunity now to make sure this selfish, lying traitor never become a dictator. Liberal white women are now calling for Biden to stage and on January 6th to stop Trump. You can't make this stuff up. The same people who complain throughout, oh, Trump did this every single day, are now advocating for it. That is to tell you how hypocrite some of these people can be. But it's insane. Trump won fair and square, so I don't get the point. She's not the only person. This lady is still offended. She contracted the highest level of TDS.
What kind of person is actually happy right now that Trump won? It means that you don't believe in the rule of law and you're happy that the American criminal justice system is failing just so that one man can get out of all the crimes he's committed. I mean, the party of law and order, it could not be farther from the truth. You all literally support a felon fraudster, rapist, who is only not in prison because he's a billionaire and was able to appeal every single decision and because he won the election. All the cases are getting dropped against him now because he won the election, not because he's innocent, not because they don't have tons and tons of evidence and witnesses and paperwork that show he was guilty. Of course they do. Every single grand jury indicted him. Do you know what that means? It means that every single American citizen who saw the cases against him agreed that he was guilty and indicted him. No jury let him off. He was not exonerated by any stretch of the imagination. So if you support him, you support the American criminal justice system failing. Are you proud of yourself?
Cry more. This lady is out of this planet. They are not happy that all these cases that came upon Trump, they are just fading, going away like they never came. She's not even realizing they all came because of the election. They thought bringing all these will make people not to vote for him, but it backfired like something we didn't see coming. Now, they can't even stand it. Going back into Dana White, I don't know if you've seen this clip, he made a lot of sense.
Just in general, like, why do you think your fighters kind of relate well to Trump? Because, like, back to back, it was Bo, then Chandler, then John. Like, why do you think they relate so well to the president?
Well, if you saw the election, the entire country relates with Trump right now. Won all the swing states. The only states she won were the ones that you didn't need ID to vote in. It would have been interesting if you needed ID, how that would have played out too. I think that I think the whole country, it feels like somebody hit the reset button. Everything feels, and however this election went, everybody was hoping it was a blowout. Either way, so there would be no more bullshit. And what I think is, I think everybody's tired of the bullshit, man. We're all tired. We all just want to live our lives and run our businesses and raise our families and do all that shit. And hopefully this stuff will all simmer down in the next 4 years.
I was asking that because, like, when you had the speech when he got elected, you think, like, Bust with the Boys, like all the podcasters. So it seems like a lot of young men, like, relate well to Trump. So it's like just like how the fighters kind of relate to him tonight.
So I've had this philosophy for the last 5 years that traditional media is dead, and it doesn't hold the influence that it used to hold. The two most hated people in this world right now are the media and the politicians. Nobody trusts them, and nobody believes them. And the true influence right now is with these kids that are on the internet, and they're called influencers. So I've been creating relationships with these people over the last, like I said, 4 or 5 years. And this election was won on the internet.
He's on point. You understand? He sees the truth, but Libras crying at the beginning of this clip clearly tells you they are out of this planet. They don't see it. They still believe that something can be done to stop Trump. If they are still dreaming, they should just stop and wake up, because it is impossible. God works in a mysterious way. I've seen Libras and some crazy Hollywood celebrities fleeing like never before. When I look at all that, I had to question myself, like, what will you do this? Trump has been president for 4 years. Nothing happened. So you believe now something will happen. And Trump picking up this FBI director is putting Libras into more panic. Some says maybe it's because of the lease, or what exactly is happening.
We begin this hour with the Trump transition and the latest controversy over the president-elect's vow to impose huge tariffs on Canada and Mexico. That threat touching off a back and forth with the Mexican president over drug trafficking and the border. CNN's Elena Treen is outside the Trump transition headquarters with new details. Elena, so the president-elect and the Mexican president, they said that they had a great and wonderful call, but they are also publicly disagreeing about the contents of the call for the second time this week.
That's right. They have two very different impressions, Alex, of exactly what was said on that call. Donald Trump, for his part, argued that Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, agreed to closing down the southern border. She later said that wasn't true. I'm going to read for you some of what we have here. So Trump had said that he had just had a wonderful conversation with the new president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo. She has agreed to stop migration through Mexico and into United States, effectively closing our southern border. And then we had a statement from Sheinbaum herself disputing that characterization of the call. She wrote, quote, "Everyone has their own way of communicating, but I can assure you, I give you the certainty that we would never, and we would be incapable of it, to propose that we would close the border. It has never been our approach, and of course, we don't agree with that." So again, very different views of what was said. But I think this is really a very important moment, Alex, because we know that so much of what Donald Trump had promised to voters and Americans throughout his time on the campaign trail was to really crack down on crime and illegal immigration into the United States.
Canada was put on notice, Mexico was put on notice, and you have seen the response. I reported a few hours ago about Justin Trudeau, how he's receiving massive backlash on social media, allowing this to happen for a very long time. Now, he is bending the knee. If you never saw some of the clips, let me just replay it.
It was an excellent conversation.
How are you talking about your relationship with Donald Trump?
To better secure its borders, would you support that?
Why haven't they done it? They broke the border. Justin Trudeau broke the border. We didn't have these problems before Justin Trudeau.
Does anybody else think it's funny how Donald Trump has officially done more for Canada, and he's not even in office yet, than Justin Trudeau, our Prime Minister, has done for the country in years?
The border is open. Same issues the US is facing.
Bonjour tout le monde. I had a good call with Donald Trump last night again.
Trudeau is at the end of his time.
The Prime Minister dances while Montreal burns.
Mass officers, and the Prime Minister was nowhere to be found.
Justin Trudeau tweeted to Taylor Swift asking her to add a stop of her Eras tour in Canada.
Have a nice Sunday.
Doing this. That's what she did.
NBC News can now project that Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin, which means he is the winner of this race and will return to the White House.
And Donald Trump will be our next president.
Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any in modern American politics.
You know what? Donald Trump likes my music.
Please register to vote.
Look at this. She's only up by 15 points.
Got Taylor Swift.
And yet he's not taking care of the one federal job that is most the responsibility of the federal government, which